I get the point of Poor Things, but whenever somebody's nipple is out the whole time and it's written by a man, I'm gonna have to have questions, because I start to get a little bit uncomfortable and I start to ask questions about, did we need to do it like this? Is there any other way this could have been done? Am I tired of seeing women get hurt for entertainment? Am I tired of the spectacle of and I get it though. And I think the point needs to be made. Did it need to be made with her nipple out the entire time? I'm not sure. These are questions I think we're so normal. That's so normalized now. It makes me think of Sydney Sweeney. It makes me think of The Idol. It's so normalized now that people go, you shouldn't be uncomfortable. You just don't get it. You shouldn't be uncomfortable. You just don't get the idea of the film. Can I get the idea of the film and still think, she was naked a lot. She was naked a lot. And this was written by men. And for me to think this one thing has nothing to do with the other when I've seen it time and time again, when something inside me starts to subtly be as I'm watching, and then somebody in the comments was like, normalize watching things without distractions, because people were upset that I made a video before I finished the movie. This is my fucking page, first of all. I'm an audio processor. If that bothers you, unfollow, block. I literally don't care. One thing you're not going to do is dictate how I engage with media and speak about it on my page. That's one thing we're not going to do, because touch grass. But as I'm watching it, however I choose to watch, because it's not school, and you can grade me on the fucking internet if you want. Stop, give your head a shake. As I am watching a film, if I start to feel internally comfortable or uncomfortable a little bit, because I'm wondering, I don't know, I totally got the point, but part of it still felt yucky. It felt a little yucky. And that's the point, to make you uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable enough. I get it though. Are you saying no choices could have been made to make a female audience feel a little bit less? If I wanted to feel so uncomfortable, I could also go watch Korn that has weird themes. Do you see what I'm saying? Where at a certain point, what's the line between let's make women feel super uncomfortable all the time? I don't know. I get it, but still. No, and when I had no idea what it was about and all the men around me were like, I love Poor Things. Poor Things is so cool. It's cinematic genius. Something in the back of my brain was like, sounds like the way they were talking about Wolf of Wall Street. You know what I mean? Definitely a red flag was raised in my head by the obsession that male self-proclaimed cinephiles had with this movie. I knew something was up. And then as soon as obviously it's filmed beautifully. Guess what, you guys? Korn can be filmed beautifully. And I think people think it's one or the other. No, the jig is up. You're watching, it's cool. I started to think about this. I started to think as I was watching, there needs to be some sort of rubric about screen time of nipples that makes us categorize it as, okay, these guys like it for reasons other than their, it's scratching their cinematic part of their brain. Something else is happening when they're watching. Because, be so for real. Do you think men are desensitized enough that wasn't doing something for them? And then they're like, oh my God, it's a great film. It's such a great film. You need to see it. And if you don't like it, it's good. Well, you just don't get it. You just don't get it. You just, you know what I mean? It's not, come on, you guys. I do think Poor Things is a testament to us getting quite desensitized to women getting fully abused in the nude on screen, and that is meant to be art, and if you're uncomfortable with that, you just don't get it. You don't have the ability to critique in an academic capacity, because this is such a eloquent film. And if you think that she could have been any less naked, in the same way you thought Sydney Sweeney could have been any less naked, in the same way you thought Lily Rose Depp could have been any less naked, well, you're just uncultured swine and you need to get a grip. How convenient that your discomfort about that now becomes you being stupid. How convenient. And yes, it was written by a man, but it was written by a man who knows more than you, who has more words than you, who has more life experience than you. So how he feels about portraying a woman's body means more culturally than how you feel about the way it's being viewed as spectacle. And how convenient that it's been framed that if you have an issue with that, you just don't get it. That little circle, I don't like that. I don't like that too much. Nope. Movies like Poor Things also expose brain rot in certain choice feminists, because there's women in my comment section being like, so it's corn just because a woman used her full bodily autonomy to choose to be nude with her consent? No, it's corn because there's two people fucking. Do you know what corn is? Like, actually, that is a man's dream. That is a man's dream, for you to be arguing that, first of all, that it's not corn when you're watching people have sex, my lady. And the fact that you're desensitized to that enough, obviously not to this commenter too, a bunch of commenters in my last videos, the fact that people are not noticing that is corn. And I haven't even said vilify corn. I said I think there should be maybe a separation between church and state. Am I crazy for that? I think it's a male fantasy for y'all to be fighting for there to be more corn and to categorize it as women's liberation. Are you okay? Are you genuinely okay? And me saying, hey, yeah, there was a scene where something started very abruptly without her consent, and that is misconduct. And for you to fight for that as being liberating and satirical and just like, so it makes a good point and you just don't get it. That's a man's dream. It's also like, for women to be pretending that it's not a male fantasy is also a male fantasy, right? I don't know what that quote is. You can put it in the comments. I'm sure a bunch of you know it. Yeah, I don't buy it.